Hello there, I'm Dariya Dell. In this video, I'm going to be talking over the process of making this snowy owl you see here. I will use it in my print-on-demand shop. For this artwork, I'm using Photoshop and Wacom Cintiq tablet. And this is mostly aimed at the beginner level. So if you're curious about how to get started or you are already on your way, this will hopefully help you out. So, as an artist, I draw every day, and because of that, I have got a kind of workflow that I try to keep to every time I'm making a new picture. And that workflow is collecting reference, sketching, adding color, adding volume, adding details. Well, also, I use some sub-steps to each point of a workflow. But first, let's talk about some basic stuff I use, brushes and shortcuts. If you use Photoshop for some time, probably you know some basic shortcuts like B is for brush, E to erase, and square brackets to change the brush size. For macOS, I use one more option to resize any brush. Hold Ctrl plus Option and move your stylus. Trust me, it's time-saving. If you'd like to erase with a particular brush, hold tilde sign. It's a kind of a wavy line on your keyboard. And brushes. I'm going to use mainly basic brushes plus some custom brushes. I think it's important to have a balance between them. Try to not allow custom brushes to lead your process until you feel proficient enough to get a basic down without them. Basics are good. Just experiment with the settings. Probably in the next video I'll pay more attention to them. During painting, I often resize the brush and use it as an eraser. So yes, I'm sticking to the basic round and soft brushes with and without transfer depending on the needs. And on top of that, I'm using some custom brushes just to add some detail. Depending on the artwork, I use different custom brushes. Some of them I create to my specific needs, some I use from camera outside. There is a lot of cool free stuff. And some I bought at the very beginning of my way. Don't waste your money! So let's actually start. When you decide to draw any artwork, start gathering reference images. Here I have an epic flying snowy owl. If you are not familiar with the snowy owl anatomy, feel free to make a sketch over the photo. For this you can use two layers. Fill the first layer with the white color and decrease the opacity to 40 or 50%. And the second layer, use multiply mode and do the sketch here. It's useful to prepare the color palette. It gives you some more control and you see your color mood during the whole process, and artwork looks much more tidy and clean. If you are going to print your art, use the high resolution when you create the file, 300 dpi minimum, but if it's for your social media, 72 dpi is enough. In this video, I'll pay my attention to the coloring process. When all preparation is done, we are ready to start coloring. Here I use two different colors to fill. One is for the right wing and the head, and second is for the left wing to separate it. It's just to make my life easier and makes the top edges of the wing more proper. I use basic round brush with soft edges. It's time to add some volume. Let's start with the head. I use a few new layers above, and it gives me more flexibility when I draw. It doesn't destroy the edges which I have prepared. Again, I'm using basic round brush. When you paint, imagine it's a real owl, and it's not a flat image. Put your brush stroke in the right direction, like the feathers grow. When the main part of basic shaping is done, let's draw eyes and the beak. Draw some feathers above it. It's important to start with basic shaping and then move to the details. Here we are ready to add some texture. Add brown feather spots. Draw in the right direction to imitate three-dimensional. Add the volume to the right wing. Then add brown spots. Don't worry if you cannot match all the spots. Every bird has its own print. I play around the feather edges. I really don't want them to be so flat and plain. Now, do the same to the left side. When the main painting is done, let's add some depths. I adore using overlay mode. Just create a new layer, set it up to the overlay mode and use black and white. Or if you'd like to change the color temperature, like make it cooler, use some bluish or purple color. To warm it, add yellow in a separate layer with an overlay mode. See that magic? Play around and try what you want. Add final details and some more feather texture, spots, dots, whatever you like and what makes your art better. This is the most satisfying part for me, when all details pop up. Just love it. What's your favorite part? Or what's the most painful for you? Comment below and I'll share the solution in the next videos. I hope you found this useful for you. Feel free to put a like to this video. I'll be back soon with some more paintings. Be sure you hit subscribe. and turn on notifications. See you soon. Bye.